If you struggle with connection and relationships right now, take a walk with me. We are each other's greatest gift. In recent times, we have seemingly separated and segregated ourselves of our own free will. We've taken on very specific and niche individual and group identities due to an inner yearning and pull to be a part of something greater than yourself. In this process, there's an obvious lack of tolerance for the other, which is an outward sign of a dysregulated nervous system where fear and uncertainty rule. And this causes you to cry and lash out as your anger and resentment seem to take over, and permeates your relationships as well as every conversation that you have with them. You see the world with an expectation of how it should be instead of how it actually is. Your feelings of deep anxiousness and dysregulation cause you to seek out anything that will soothe your soul. You have a diminished capacity from within for uncertainty, and it causes you to dismiss any type of dialogue that goes against what you believe in. And it's that uncertainty and fear of the future that instigates those unsettling feelings inside of you. You've hit your upper limit or threshold for what you believe is acceptable for you. And it's that uncertainty for the future that keeps you stuck in an echo chamber of sameness. It's vanilla, beige, bland, black and white. But I want to remind you that every day you wake up is an opportunity to see the beauty, hope, and joy that is all around you. But you have to take a minute to slow things down, step back, zoom out, and assess the situation that you're currently in. When you do this, your first thought might be how unfair your situation or circumstances are right now in this moment. But this moment is fleeting, short-lived, and will never be available to you again, except in a memory in your mind that gets corrupted over time. Every time you take that memory out, you change it, you manipulate it, and you begin to see it through rose-colored glasses. It's so easy to stay stuck in the past, and I can tell you I long for the 1980s, but it's that nostalgia that draws me back there. And I know I'm not the only one, as you see people post TV shows and Christmas catalogs from the 80s and 90s on TikTok. Many of us live for the hopes of a future that never comes, because that hope for the future is often better than the present moment. And of course, that's when we say, I'll be happy when this one thing happens. For many, that dream will never come true. And it's not because of all the external forces that you perceive that are working on you. We blame everything around us for the work that we're not willing to do. What you'll find is it's often a lack of skill or ability that you didn't learn as a child. How do you know what joy actually looks like if you've never experienced it or seen someone else experience it? And if you've never experienced it, you'll say things like, must be nice, or easier said than done. And it's not just joy, it's everything, because it's all rooted in your beliefs and what you think is available to you. And if you're watching this, you're one of the lucky ones that gets to make a more meaningful shift in your life right now. This is the only moment that will ever exist and be available to you. The present moment, right now, measured by minutes and seconds. One of my favorite movie quotes is from The Crow. Every passing moment is another chance to turn it all around. The original Crow, all the other ones were trash. The other quote from that movie was, can't rain all the time. Every moment really is another chance and opportunity to turn it all around. You have agency, even though you don't know that you can exercise it. Because if you do, you know that you'll pull away from your pack, your echo chamber, and you'll be excommunicated. You see, something magical happens when you start to make yourself a priority, when you choose you. You set different circumstances in motion. You end up building momentum towards something greater that grants you access to your purpose and potential. And when you pair potential with living in the present moment, you become a co-creator. You become a manifester, a generator. A path that was previously unknown to you becomes available. You begin to realize that the world isn't actually against you, and like Neo in the Matrix, your eyes hurt because you've never used them before. You finally see yourself accept yourself, and know thyself. And when you know yourself, you no longer listen to the ways of this world, telling you and chronically whispering in your ear all the things that you should be. And you'll do all of that just so you can be accepted. Don't worry, as you navigate all these changes, it's going to feel like you're in a lonely period of your life. The people who are currently in your sphere of influence aren't going to understand who you're becoming and why you're making these changes. They aren't in your head or in your heart, so they can't possibly know where you're going and what you're doing and the why behind why you're doing it. They can't see your mission, vision, and purpose. It's also not your job to explain it to them. Your job is to become who you're capable of becoming, to show them what is possible for them. As you develop and hone these new skills and abilities, you become the teacher, the mentor, and the coach. And you do this for all the others who end up being inspired by your growth. Write this down on a post-it and put it on your bathroom mirror and read it every day. I can do all things through him who strengthens me.